All right, man. DeAndre Swift already injured, but says that that he ain't gonna worry about it now. He said that he sprained his ankle in the second quarter of the Philadelphia Eagle game. Now, did that have something to do with them not continuing to run the ball? After his huge first drive, and maybe that got something to do with it. Maybe that has something to do with it, but also too, if that's the case, you can run it with Jamal Williams and Craig Reynolds. Both have had success in the National Football League. Okay, so at the end of the day, that kind of don't really kind of add up right then and there neither. And I told y'all that was the biggest reason they lost that Philadelphia Eagle game was coaching. Now, even after he hurt his ankle, um, he still was a fucking beast. But we do know, remember back in the day when Chauncey hurt his ankle in the playoffs, I think it was versus Philadelphia, and he played solid, and I think they might have cut his shoe off to get his ankle out, and he never was the same that year in the playoffs. So, Isaiah went through the same thing. So obviously the adrenaline can carry you for a while, but like I said before, nobody. This is in training camp. That's the healthiest that you're gonna be. Everybody, you playing, that's the healthiest that you're gonna be in training camp. And the Lions just, it seemed like they was having a healthy camp outside of Quintez Cephas being injured. And Josh Pascal and Jamison Williams. Hey, it is what it is, right? Um, but then Vaitai, he gets a back surgery. I speak on that. They said, oh, he might not be done. He done. And that was one of the guys that they could have cut to save salary as well too. And but obviously, they didn't really believe in Tommy Kramer or whatever his name is and Stenberger good enough. Stenberger had a rocky start, but shit, you got to understand, dude. Just a week ago, he thought he was going to be a third string guard. And to be honest, he played pretty well, given the circumstances. So did, Panisa Will last year, and but you got Detroit Lions top player. Let's get to this work before I get to rambling on and getting off key. So Detroit Lions running back DeAndre Swift ankle injury, nothing to worry about. So he didn't practice, but then again, you got to understand he didn't play much in preseason. He played a drive, which he probably shouldn't even have played that drive. But at the end of the day, the receivers, the quarterback, the line, other than TJ fucking Hawkinson, they all should have played together because TJ Hawkinson and Sewell played a nice chunk of last year. He played with Taylor Decker in the past. So Hawkinson really didn't need to be out there. DeAndre Swift being the running back, Jamal Williams, really Craig Reynolds, they don't need to be out there. Keep them fresh as possible. But for Jared Goff, the line, they didn't play a lot healthy together last year. The DJ Shark, Josh Reynolds, they need to play. And even Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's a second-year player. They need to play more than one drive. They should have played first, second, third quarter in the second preseason game. But you got a lot of rust. So DeAndre Swift career best rushing performance came on a day he played through a sprained ankle. Swift told the Free Press on Wednesday he rolled his ankle in the second quarter of the Detroit Lions opening 38-35 loss to Philadelphia Eagles. Swift stayed in the game and finished with 15 carries, 144 yards, third most in NFL Week 1. He ran for 47 yards in the second half and scored a 7-yard run just before the halftime. Okay. So I didn't use him enough, but it is what it is. The Lions held Swift out of practice Wednesday, though the third-year running back downplayed the injury. Okay. Asked if the ankle was anything to be concerned about heading into this week's game against the Washington Commanders. Swift, who played 46 of a possible 69 offensive snaps against the Eagles, said not at all. So he ain't worried about it. Lions 0-1 made Swift a vocal point of their offense in the opener and will continue to make heavy use of him. Now, my thing is this. This is what I don't know. Swiftville is one of those players that we have, and we've got some good players. But Swift is a dynamic player for us, and he's one of the guys that can take it anywhere. I hate the way Dan Campbell fucking talks. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, Dan. Be reading it. I hate it. Lions coach Dan Campbell said Sunday he can take it to the house from anywhere on the field. I'm glad he's ours. So my thing is this, bro. And you need to talk about his usage. Like I continue, I'm gonna maintain my opinion on this until he proven wrong. I would just take Craig Reynolds and I would just use him as the battering ram back and I would sprinkle in DeAndre Swift around him early on, and then in the second half of the games, I let DeAndre Swift just go crazy. That's what I would do. Now, not saying I'm the smartest man in the world, and in my opinion is right, but that's just what I would do. I would just sprinkle him in. I would just sprinkle him in. That's exactly what I would do. You know, so I would let Craig Reynolds get in there, run hard between the tackles, all that type of stuff early on. I would use DeAndre Swift, here and there in the passing game and all that type of stuff. I probably say, I probably give Reynolds about 15 carries or some shit like that, or overall touches. I'll give DeAndre Swift about 10, about 8 to 10, and in the second half it'll be all Swift, unless it's just situational football. Um, unless it's just situational football. All right, and what I mean by that is like short yardage, goal line or whatever like that. But he ran like a man last year. I mean yesterday. So he seemed like he can do it all. It literally seemed like he can do it all. So, but I would taper his performance in the first half if I could. Now, if he on fire like he was last time, you can't really stop. You really stop the Swift. You can't stop that. But in my humble opinion, that's kind of how I would kind of manage it. And people say, "Well, no, Jamal Williams just don't have that burst, bro. That Craig Reynolds yet got. He young, spry, and he got that burst." And that's my opinion when it comes to it. He just don't have that burst. He's strong. He good short yardage, but I just like what Craig Reynolds brings to the table. That's my opinion. But nonetheless, um, but yeah, that's kind of how I use him. But I would just early on if I could, and he not, I would just use him sparingly. That'll be more. That's just how I spend. In the second half, I'll let him go crazy if possible. Shout out to Big V on Schoolcraft in Greenfield. It was Greenfield, but y'all know what I mean. But his long ass name. But so apparently Hot Tie is going with back surgery. Now the Lions said they not ruling them. They not ruling him out for the season. Okay. In my opinion, yeah, I would not count on him coming back. Now he easily could have been a cap casualty for the Lions this year, but they kept him around. Now I think part of the reason they kept him around was because his versatility to play tackles at both guard spot and probably could play some center. He played everywhere across that offensive line in Philadelphia. So and maybe he really good guy too, you know what I'm saying? But he was a high price tackle we got in free agency, and he didn't really cut it at tackle, and that's how he ended up, um, you know, um, moving the guard. Um, so I mean, it is what it is, you know, So, but that back injury, I wouldn't bet on him coming back, and I probably would say he get healthy. They're probably gonna move on from him if Kramer or Stenberger or somebody else step up, or they get somebody in the draft. You know, you know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't bank on it. I think you might last you see him in a Lions uniform, just to be honest. Uh, that's my opinion. But yeah, I mean at the end of the day, it's just bad luck with offensive line. And you gotta understand, man, that they just got so much injuries and they gotta look at what they doing wrong. And it just could be a freak accident. You know what I'm saying? It still can happen. I mean, I don't know what they really going, would they look at the nutrition or the strength and conditioning or whatever, but it is what it is. You know, so but yeah, it is what it is. But DeAndre Swift said he good, but I still would you know, err on the side of caution and just, if I can help it, I would do what I said, give a lot of serving to Craig Reynolds, and then I would double back and with a lot of Swift in the second half. But that's my opinion. But hey, I know people probably disagree with it. I'm fine with it. I'm not trying to force nobody to believe what I believe. But hey, nonetheless, let me know what you think in the comment section. Thumbs up the video. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notification. We go live and drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole shebang. Appreciate the love support. One time for the one time. Motor Street Sports Talk. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. One time for the one time. Peace.